horsehair, I start real light and I just build light, and just gradually building up the values of the pressure.
So I guess I'll do the next one, and I'll do the color on the whiteboard, so it'll be something different than what's been going on so far.
Got a pocket tool, I can't really.
Go.
Oh.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Now that red glow really adds.
It's a rave on my Scratchboard. Ah, that is thin wash right there.
Yeah, I know. Some things I just don't need to know.
And I've always said that Scratchboard is what I'm seeing too. I mean, it's how you see it. It's not what you're doing with your knife, it's how you're perceiving it.
I can't believe you got that all done that fast, Kevin.
Yeah, that's pretty fast.
You're pretty fast, though.
Not like that.
Yeah, it's coming from your way.
Part of that probably comes from 5+ years of doing it.
Shining compliment.
That cat comes up big.
Well, I mean,
I was going to come out.
It's awesome.
I mean, it is what
It
canvas.
was one of those things too. The moment it was out of my mouth, I was like, oh god, I hope nobody noticed.
I'll look around, see if it goes.
Oh god, I hope nobody noticed. And of course, I'm up for it.
I didn't put that in my thing this morning, though.
What?
I didn't put it in my post this morning.
The
90%
barn.
of my work is done with it.
We're saving it up for just the giant post of everything we learned about every member while we were at the...
I think you should put it in your profile. No, just joking.
Artist statement, maybe?
Whatever happened to the bios, by the way? How come those didn't get up?
I asked Rod about that yesterday. Is Rod in here? He said that mostly they use them for showing them to people that are interested in purchasing a piece. That a lot of times they want to know a little bit more about the history of the artist or where they're coming from or whatever, and that's when they'll ask for them. It's not something they really have out to
It'd be hard to do it since everything wasn't like, everybody's work wasn't together. Yeah, this is Craig's work, this is who he is. It was just...
Yeah.
Well, in a way, that's nice though, too, because you go find it.
Oh, I definitely did. It's just, but
And that's like...
as soon as I saw it like that, I was like, how can I do the bios? Oh, they're already...
Yeah. That never even occurred to me, to be honest. I was just too busy looking at everybody's work. Never even clicked.
Hey Craig, could you turn that around and angle a little bit to this? Yeah,
Needs to
hang
be
on.
re-scratched now, but
It's coming.
yeah, I really build my color. That's the way I work. I like to work that way. Sometimes I get impatient, and I've done it on a couple of dogs where I've got impatient and I started putting more color in and throwing the color to it, and it didn't turn out well at all. They got, my dogs, I had yellow labs, and they got too rust colored instead of yellow colored, so after I did that once, I said, I had to completely start over on that piece, and it was a commission piece, and it really sucked, so I said no more. We'll take our time.
Slow is better.
Yeah.
You know, you still have that bright area, so that's got to be the lightest, so that's got to scratch back up more than the rest of it. And like I said, when I rewash, then those areas will get green, but they won't get as green as some of these other areas, and it will just keep building. I didn't re-scratch, I just wanted more color there. And a lot of times I'll do that. So it's not always just getting to the re-scratching, it's putting some more color in it.
Do you use inks exclusively or do you use another?
This is all I've ever used to color
Okay.
Scratchboard. And I really want to try the Comart dyes, but, and I know people have them here, and I could have tried them on here, but I didn't want to make a complete mess of this since I was in front of people, and
It might get posted to YouTube.
yeah. trying to keep it as much undercover as we can. Yellow I've put in now, it's how much more yellow it's gotten. But now it needs a lot more scratching. You can tell how much black is in there that has to come out. This, you won't see that ink outside of those lines.
When you said spray it with what?
I spray it with I use Krylon fixative.
So when you initially scratch, do you scratch to the point that you would say, if I don't put the color, that would be finished? Or you just scratch it halfway, then you add color, then you re-scratch?
Usually, I should probably have scratched this a little bit more now that I got it, but that's kind of a trial and error thing. Sometimes once I start adding color, it's like, I should have put more scratching into it, but I can bring it up. You know, it's...
So initially you don't really scratch to the point it's finished?
Yeah, if it was a black and white, I'd probably get it pretty close to finish.
Oh, that is what, okay.
Yeah, I'll turn it back on here in a minute.
And probably part of that comes from just doing it for a long time, you know.
Introduce yourself here.
Although I actually do remember how thin it is, that kind of stuff. But basically, this is how it would look like after I inked it. I decided inking it here would take too much time. You can see it's pretty raw. It's just pushing a bunch of ink around. However, when you're brushing it, you want to keep with the nap of the fur as much as possible. I forget. Always have something going across it. Now when I work with color on white, see, I don't consider this scratching the fur. I consider this laying down the color and the texture. I'll re-ink this, and then I'll start scratching in the fur. I picked one on purpose that didn't have any much eye work because I didn't want to look foolish next to Kathy. Now for laying it out like this, I'll get brave. And I use my broad nib. And I just get in there because...
No, you don't work with X-Acto very much, do you, Diana? You do
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you do? I bet you use this a lot, though, too?
I use that a lot, yes. But I use the X-Acto for like skin and delicate things.
Okay.
But for something this big and this animal and everything, I'll probably use this one.
And this is the same type of...
Yeah, except for it's white.
Okay.
It started out with a white. Now I'm nervous.
The queen of Scratchboard is nervous.
It's because she's missing her crown.
Quick, somebody run over to Burger King.
We need a tiara in your stat. Pink one.
And just like Kathy said, you kind of got to keep with the direction of the fur that they have. I also try to get rid of my pencil lines while I'm doing this. You can see, like, well, I actually inked it where there's going to be a dark line. I kind of cheat my drawing. I've already, you know, I learned how to draw a lot of years ago. I want to get in there and scratch, so I get on the computer. I put my photograph on there and I put a layer over it. And then I draw a line just where I want, you know, eyes or whatever. And then I print that layer. So I just have this printout with this, you know, a few lines on it, and that's what I use to transfer.
Now the inks you put down, did they come out easier or just the same as the ink was put down on the black Scratchboard?
Easy,
You find a difference?
easier, I
Easier?
think.
Really?
And what type of ink do you use?
Ampersand. Yes.
Because they're short and, you know, missing out.
We're going to need that repeated.
I'll show you the film here.